have the perfect little Valentine's gift for you, some quick and easy quilt-as-you-go heart mug rugs. So you may remember a while back, Jenny did this great little quilt-as-you-go quilt using our jewel template that was designed by Nicola from Daisy and Grace. And we thought it would be really fun to turn this into a simple little mug rug. It's so quick and easy, and it's quilt-as-you-go, which is so great because it's done just in a flash. So let me show you how we did it. You're gonna need just some fun Valentine's fabric from your stash, or we use these great prints you see here, some cute hearts, and this one that's got the Eiffel Tower, a little nod to Paris, which I love, and then some coordinating solids for the back side. We also offer these great pre-cut batting shapes that go along with the quilt-as-you-go, so you're gonna want to grab those, and then let's get started. So to begin with, we are going to use the inside of the template. It comes in 2 pieces like you see here to cut out our heart, which is using this smaller shape. And because this is directional fabric, I actually have this folded, and then I'm gonna lay the long straight edge pretty close to the fold here, and we are going to cut this out using our rotary cutter. There we go. And I'm just gonna rotate this. If you have a rotating mat, comes in handy when you're cutting out all these shapes. There we go, and now I'm cutting off that fold. And the reason we've done that is then we have our opposite pieces with our hearts still going in the right direction. And so now I have both of those ready. And then for the backing side, we just went with solids. You could use a print here as well, but I just used the outside of the template, the larger piece, with my solid, and you can see it's cut at exactly that size. So exact same idea. You don't have to worry about directional prints, obviously. When you're working with a solid, you can just stack those up and cut them all out. So now that we have our pieces cut, we're gonna take our pre-cut batting shapes, and these line up exactly with our inside, and we are just going to float this so that it's centered on our back piece. And I'm gonna do the same thing with both of these hearts, or jewels. They're not a heart yet, are they? So there we go. And then it's really helpful at this point to take a pin and pin through all your layers so you don't get any shifting once you have those lined up. And so you could continue using pins at this point, but I like to use my little Wonder Clips, and we are going to fold this under once and fold it up again, and then clip as we go around. So you can see that's going to create our nice clean edge. And so I'm just going to work my way around the shape. So again, folding it down to meet the edge of my inside piece, folding it over again, and you'll notice that it naturally miters that corner. I didn't have to do anything special. So I'm just going to clip there in the corner to hold that and keep going around. So we will just continue this until we have all the sides turned under. And if it helps you to kind of have your iron handy and press as you go, you can totally do that as well. There we go. That's laying nicely. Now we have it all clipped. I especially like to clip at these little junctures where my 2 sides will meet. And I have another one already clipped as well. So now we're just going to take this to the machine, and we are going to sew right along this edge to hold down our outer portion, our back portion, and then we can attach them together to make our heart. So I'm going to begin on this corner right here. Make sure my needle is where I want it. There we go. And we're just going to follow along. Now, if you wanted, you could absolutely sew these by hand, and they will finish off beautifully. There are many people online who do these by hand, including Nicola, who designed these templates. She does such beautiful work. So I've got to my corner there. I'm just going to pivot and come down this side. Going back the other way. I'm going to bring my bowl over here for my clips so that I don't have them all go falling off of my machine. There we go. To another pivot place. And the final stretch on this one. And I am going to do one little back stitch just to hold that in place. And now we can clip our threads. All right, let me get my scissors. I don't want to leave these extra threads. There we go, and now we can take our pin out. That is all secure, and you can see one half of our heart is ready to go. I'm just going to repeat that process again on the other side, so let's go ahead and do it. So again, I like to start here at this juncture, put my needle down and make sure it's right where I want it. Do one little back stitch there at the beginning, and then just off we go. Sometimes if the fabric is folded over top, you need to lift your presser foot and make sure that that tucks down underneath as you're approaching it. And then we can pivot again. Here we go. All right. We're on the last side here. I'm going to go ahead and clip these threads that I have from the start just so they're out of my way as I'm coming to the end. Meeting back up with my starting point and back stitching. And there we go. So now we can clip those threads again. Remove our pin that was holding everything together. And you can see how quickly those come together. So now all we have to do is we're going to set our two halves together and we're going to zigzag right along this joint. So I'm just going to change my setting on my machine to the zigzag. And then I'm going to make sure that my stitch width is wide enough. I like to use a little scrap and just kind of test out that width really quick. So I'm going to do that and make sure it looks wide enough to catch both halves of my heart. Let's look at that. That looks pretty good, but I think I'm gonna make it just a smidge wider. Test it again. Perfect. So I have made that up to a 7.0 zigzag width, and that's just gonna make it nice and wide and catch both halves. So now I have the center mark of my foot and my 2 halves, and I am just going to put this right under my presser foot, and we are going to sew these together. So I am gonna back stitch a little bit at the beginning, and then we can just sew on down our 2 halves. And we're coming to the end, so I'll back stitch again. And just like that, our little mug rug is complete. So quick and easy, a really great little gift or something extra to throw in with a Valentine's present just to, you know, add a little love. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy project, and I'll see you next time on At Home. Hey everyone, it's Misty. Thanks for watching At Home. If you aren't already a part of our Missouri Star family, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you want a notification every time we release a new video. I'll see you next Monday on the newest episode of At Home.